Hello, and welcome to our game of waves. So, we created this game with a kind of a radical approach where we wanted the opponents to be able to end with a result of peace and some kind of edge of positivity within the game. So, within having all kinds of different adversity and advantages, and also knowing that each team is playing against each other, we also wanted the teams to be able to come together in some way. And that's why the main winning end to this game is to have peace. So, our opponents, they start at go. Today, we're using cute little pieces of gum with a little bit of Sharpie on it to show which team is which. And you have to make it around the whole board and get at least 10
Of the legislation?
of the legislation cards. So
And
now,
one of each of the 5 resources.
Yeah.
Okay, so I can explain why we did some of what we did. So during the gameplay, you're gonna want to roll the dice, and whatever number it lands on, that's how many spaces you move. And you're either gonna land on a blue space, a green space, or a red space. And all of those correspond to like the 3 key concepts we were trying to use. So the blue cards, which are legislation cards, they'll say something like Congress sympathizes with your movement, and that has to do with political opportunity theory is one of our key concepts. The green ones are resource cards, so they'll have one of 5 types of resources, which will be social, organizational, moral, cultural, human, and material.
Almost forgot.
And that has
don't
to
forget
do
the material.
with the resource mobilization theory. And then the red cards, which are adversity cards, have to do with the policing and repression key concept from this class, and they'll take away your resources or legislation.
Oh yeah. We also included 5 additional concepts that we thought were important. Amongst those were the first ones we learned in the class, which was fascism in America. We also included propaganda techniques, civil rights movement, including the Black Lives Matter movement, surveillance, as well as the anarchist movement, peace, and as well as finding what collective freedom means. So we thought that those were like amongst some of the most important key concepts that we've learned throughout these. It's going to be 10 weeks of the course. Yeah, and we decided to include it within our cards and within our game.
Hell yeah. And now we will be talking about the winning of this game, the best part.
In order to win this game, you'll have to go across the board, land on your blue and green spots to gain the resources that you need. For the resource mobilization, you need to make sure you at least have 2 of each of the resources of the 5 that were previously mentioned, and then making sure that you at least have 10 cards of legislation, which can also be taken away from other adversity cards from other members who are playing. And then once you're done collecting everything, you have to make sure that you land on one of the black spots with the fist raised up.
Heck yeah.
There's 3 of them on the board.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you make sure that you land on those spots with all the resources. If you don't, you have a chance of getting the red card and getting some resources taken back out when it's crucial. All right.
This is Team Seahorse within the waves. They sprung out of the waves. How did you guys do?
We did pretty well. I didn't win. No.
What kind of adversity were you met with?
Well, my leaders got killed.
That's rough. That's real rough.
Let me think
All right.
I know.
Team Mermaid, who came out of the waves, are winners. What was your guys' strategy to winning?
I just really tried to take the chance of getting more resources and legislation. The luck of the draw was on my side.
Yeah, but it really sucked when we got adversary cards.
Yeah.
Like a normal social movement, things didn't work in our favor sometimes.
So one of the criticisms we received was adding more strategy to our game, and we did so by adding a new type of adversity cards, which lets you take away resources from other members. Depending what type of that type of adversity you get, you either put it back in the pile or you take it for yourself. This helps to make sure that when you're playing with teams, you kind of strategize to make sure you only take resources from one person, or if you're playing alone, then you know you can sort of form alliances with certain people, like I won't take resources from you if you don't take any from me, and you guys focus on whoever has the most cards. So yeah.
That was really good.
The game was also super interesting. That there would be some parts when Team Seahorse was about to win, but then all of a sudden the mermaids came up and they were able to win. So I feel like the game is super reflective of real life political strategy, where you think that you might be in the lead or you think you might be winning, but then all of a sudden something else can happen. So
And that takes the spotlight, right? When something else comes up, it starts taking up the
and it
spotlight.
overpowers.
Good insight.
We love waves.